February may be known for Valentine's Day, but let's be real, ang love naman isn't just a one-day thing. It's a whole season. And while everybody is talking about yung mga dates na naganap, the flowers and chocolates that they received, and all other grand gestures, today we are going to talk about something deeper meaning of love. Because love is not just about staying. Sometimes love is also about knowing when to let go. Para mas maintindihan natin ang legal separation and annulment and what it really feels like beyond these legal terms. Today's episode, we will feature a real story. Makakasama natin ang isang separated but empowered woman who chose peace, dignity, and self-worth. Miss Daniel, let's start with very light question muna. Before you got married, what did love mean to you? And ano yung idea mo ng forever back then?
Before I got married, so syempre bata pa ako noon. I was 22 years old eh. So, yeah. So, parang in life naman, when you're 22, you're young and then you feel so excited with everything, di ba? And then that's the time that you thought you're very confident already because wala ka na doon sa teenager years. So, ang feeling ko noon, parang when I decide, ibig sabihin, totoo yun. Malakas yung loob ko na sabi ko, "Ah, sige, I'll get married na." So, love for me, of course, it was to be in love. It I felt very excited kasi parang iba to eh, na parang ito na yun, di ba? Ito na yung sinasabi nila na parang fairy tale love na I have my Prince Charming na with me. Kasi sobrang ideal naman talaga na situation. Ideal yung personality, yung status sa buhay, and everything na parang a person would think of when you are getting married, nandun na lahat. But then, as I realized na after nung mga nangyari, siyempre, nagre-reflect back ako na parang, it was yung create ko na personality pala based yun sa experiences ko prior to that relationship. Kasi iba yung parang mga experiences mo before that eh. So, yung paniniwala mo kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng LOVE, parang ano na siya, na-affected na siya doon sa previous relationships, 'di ba? Kasi yung mga heartbreaks mo doon, yung mga masasayang bagay doon, so na ano na siya, diluted na actually yung yung definition mo sa love. Hindi na siya pure unless I think kung first love mo, na yun din yung pinakasalan mo, iba siyempre nandun ka talaga sa fantasy world. Nandun ka talaga sa fairy tale world na parang, sarap-sarap, parang tumitibok-tibok talaga every time makita mo, 'di ba? Pero 'pag nanggaling ka na sa ibang relationships and then, during the time of marriage, iba na din talaga yung definition mo ng love.
You mentioned kanina, Miss Daniel, that you were young at the age of 22. You think sa generation ngayon, very young pa ang 22 to get married? Kasi
Yes,
25 eh.
I think so. Kasi lal yeah, oo, very young pa. Kasi kung sa akin nun, I thought mature na talaga ako because of so many things that I experienced already at the age of 22. I was given the freedom to explore. I joined different organizations and I was always out of the house. Yung talagang exploration galore.
Mhm.
Pero ngayon ang nakikita ko, parang everyone, yung mga 15, 18, 19 hanggang 22, parang wala pa talaga sila dun sa maturity level ng mga generation ko. 'Di ba, sa generation ko. So parang mas nakakatakot siya na sabihin na that you can actually decide for yourself at the age of 22 kasi yung exposure nila very limited eh. And yung experiences kasi, that's the one that those are the ones that's going to hone you as a person.
Mhm.
na even though my heart aches, my heart breaks, yun yung magpapalakas sa'yo. So, kung nakakun ka the whole time, up until, kasi di ba, internet age, so social media, parang yun na lang, digital na lang yung karamihan sa communications natin. Lahat naman nagsasabi na parang very small na lang yung chance mo na to interact with other people. So small din yung chance mo na maka-experience ng pain, ng joy, ng sadness. So lahat-lahat yun. Kasi those are the emotions that you should be mastering when you are in a relationship now or in a marriage, di
Mm.
ba?
So going back doon sa relationship mo, previous relationship mo, Miss Daniel, when did you realize na yung love hindi na siya enough to maintain that relationship or to continue that marriage? Meron bang specific moment or gradual siya?
Well, gradual naman kasi talaga ang ang experiences, 'di ba? Pero I think mare-realize mo, like ako ha, based sa experience ko, na-realize ko siya when I parang I lost my personality na. Nawala na yung dating ako. Parang nabago siya. Nagbago siya because of course, yung compromises sa marriage, yung compromises sa relationship. So, nagbabago ka hanggang sa akala mo, you're doing it because out of love, di ba? Pero, yun pala, you're losing yourself na. Kasi you keep on giving, di ba? And then because sa kultura kasi natin, mas maganda magbigay kaysa mag-receive.
Mhm.
'Di ba? So, magbibigay ka na magbibigay. Yung pag-receive na yon parang na totally nawala na siya. So, ikaw na lang yung nagbibigay na nagbibigay and then mare-realize mo na wala ka na din. Wala ka na. Wala na yung hindi na yun ikaw, wala na yung personality mo. Nagbago ka. Nagbago ka totally without you knowing. So, when you thought na parang, okay, I'm in a relationship, dapat ganito ako, it would be nice that you retain that personality and you cannot just do that pagka maaga ka nga na nagpakasal. Kasi lalo na kung halimbawa kulang ka pa sa support system, 'di
Yeah.
ba? Ang support system na sinasabi ko, ito yung mga religious groups, organizations, mentors, 'di ba? Yun, may importante yun. Kasi kung wala kang support group, if yung family mo lang ang support group mo, at that age kasi, you're actually going away from your family na kasi you're looking for yourself pa eh. So, di ba, yung mga 22s, wala na, 2020, mga 19 or 18, halos hindi mo na yun makikita sa bahay eh. They're parang strengthening their own persona. Pero pag kinat mo yon tapos hindi malakas yung support system mo, totally mawawala ka at some point. Sabi nila, based on sa scientific studies, yung frontal lobe natin nagko-close siya at the age of 27. So ito yung parang for every person, ito yung magde-determine kung ano yung ito yung parang decision maker. Pag nag-close na siya, mas ibig sabihin your decisions are stronger and based on your strong personality na. So if you're deciding at 22, wala pa yan, parang bata ka pa talaga.
Mhm. So, ibig sabihin, in a relationship or in a marriage, hindi lang talaga enough yung love. You need to double check if nandun pa yung self-identity mo and most importantly, self-respect and worth mo. That's the boundary. Kasi pag in a
Yes.
relationship ka naman talaga,
Mm,
hindi
mm.
maiiwasan na magche-change talaga yung personality mo, magche-change yung mindset mo,
Yes, right.
but you need to be
Mm.
careful na hindi rin mawala yung identity mo kung sino ka talaga.
Yes,
Mhm.
oo.
Was it hard to
Mm.
admit,
That's
Miss
true.
Tanyo, that you need to leave that relationship na? Meron bang feeling of guilt, feeling of shame, lalo na meron tayong cultural pressure na siyempre sa mga Pilipino, very important, very sacred ang marriage.
Yeah, it wasn't just cultural, it's mostly religious, 'di ba? Kasi we are a Catholic country. So it's in many ways yung teachings ng Catholicism nasa atin talaga since we were young. Like me, I grew up in a Catholic school. So lahat doon, 'di ba? The sacraments of marriage, lahat, 'di ba? Mga ganon. So inexplain 'yan. And then yun ang talagang learnings na nakuha ko So, it wasn't just like a one time, big time na parang ayoko na. Talagang dumaan ka talaga sa guilt, sa fear, sa and then lack of support. So parang lahat ng emotions kasama kasama na dun and ano siya, unti-unti din talaga siya. Kasi like for example sa mga babae, hindi naman tayo nagde-decide ng biglaan, eh. It would take a while for us to decide on things, 'di ba? Kaya nga sinasabi nila, "Naku, 'pag ang babae na ang nawala, ewan ko na lang. 'Pag ang babae na ang nag-give up, ewan ko na lang." Totoo na 'yan. Kasi we are ano, eh, nature natin yung being forgiving, being humble, and then being compromising, 'di ba? Na parang, "Sige, sige, embrace ko lang 'yan. Sige, sige, okey lang 'yan." Kasi culturally speaking and religiously speaking, parang yun naman talaga ang trabaho ng mga babae, yun ang role natin, 'di ba? Yun ang parang soft side na pinapakita talaga natin na innate naman. Yun nga lang talaga 'pag as you mentioned na wala ka sa ng identity, unti-unti rin yun lahat mag-aano, maaapektuhan.
Going to your annulment, papaano yung naging process nun? Papaano siya naka-affect sa'yo emotionally, psychologically, financially? And during this time ngayon sa status mo, meron pa rin bang mga triggering moments na you feel still heavy, biglang babalik yung emotion, yung pain?
Well, dun muna tayo sa yung process ng annulment kasi iba yung path na tinake ko, eh. Yung sa akin kasi I chose to be silent. Sa akin kasi, I chose not to fight, 'di ba? So, that is one option that everyone can also have kasi hindi naman kailangan ng laban, talagang susugurin mo din siya, 'di ba? Hindi naman. Meron naman na laban na you wanna keep your peace, kasi ang sa akin kasi lalaban ako and I'm still healing, 'di ba? Tapos papasok ako sa labanan ng parang hindi naman ako buo. So I would rather not do that, 'di ba? So sa akin, I chose to be silent, meaning I just accepted all everything. Like I would just accept the paper and wouldn't even read it. I didn't read the documents up until lumabas na talaga yung decision na okay, annulled na ako. So it was the best decision I made, one of the best decisions I've made in my life na hindi talaga pumasok sa ganong klaseng laban. Kasi aside from hindi mo naman yung cost din, 'di ba? Very costly. Second, you'll be undergoing the same emotional process again. You'll be remembering all the pains again. And then you'll publicly tell everyone what happened to you. 'Di ba? So para sa akin, is it even important when I'm already like regaining my identity? When I'm already regaining my peace? So what's more important now, 'di ba? So I decided, sabi ko, wala, okay lang naman kasi my personality changed. I became a different person and I was told this, and that. So if I am going to fight for that, I would rather focus on regaining it peacefully. So dun ako dun ang decision ko. So I accepted also yung mga disadvantages nun kasi it's a public document, 'di ba? Na anyone can check, even my kids would be able to check it. But what I was thinking also before, acceptable naman sa atin sa mga Filipinos, especially here sa Philippines, na ang system naman talaga natin ng annulment, hindi naman talaga clear 'yan. And then also, alam naman ng lahat ng tao na kung ano yung mga puwedeng maging compromises between the parties, eh. So sa akin parang wala naman akong dapat itago. Kasi given na rin naman 'to. So yun, and I'm very happy up until now na yun yung naging decision ko kasi I didn't, especially when you have kids, hindi ka na magpapasok ng mas maraming pain sa kanila. And I was also thinking doon sa ex-partner ko na parang, really, dadaanan na naman natin 'to. Alam ko naman kung ano yung emotionally ang magiging effect nito sa'yo. mentally kung ano ang magiging result nito. Financially, we will just, spend something that's not worth, the kind of life that we really want, 'di ba? So parang ang inaano ko no na tama na, wag na, okay na, I don't even want to look at it as a sacrifice, you know? Hindi rin siya suffering kasi talagang umabot ako sa punto na when I decide on things, I will definitely 100% embrace it. So, a-accept ko siya. So, maluwag siya sa loob ko. Dumaan lang ako sa point na parang, of course, yung last na ano na na-receive ko na yung documents, di ba? Sabi ko, okay, sige, basahin ko nga kung ano yung decision ng court. Pagbasa ko ng ganyan, sabi ko, what? So talaga napaluhod ako, nanginginig na naman ako, umiyak na naman ako. So recollection of all the things that happened to me. Pero alam ko naman na yung recollection na yun at yung emotions na yun, pumapasok siya, lumalabas siya, dadaan lang naman siya. So I was ready to again, accept it and then look at it and at the same time say goodbye to it. So yun yung naging process ko. Kaya I think okay siya for me. Hindi ko sinasabing magiging okay siya for other people kasi may factors na okay ba sa family mo nalalabas ang apelyido mo na ganito? May gano'n, eh, cultural 'yun, eh, 'di ba? Religious din 'yun. So, 'di ba? So, kailangan mo i-consider lahat. Pero sa akin, knowing kung ano na nangyayari ngayon sa buong mundo, i-focus on yourself. Focus always on yourself. Anong puwedeng mangyari sa'yo? Not because of your family, not because of whoever na ano, na naka-attach sa pangalan mo. Hindi 'yun ang importante kasi at the end of the day, ikaw lang din talaga mag-isa ang ano, you'll be the one who's gonna be fighting for yourself, hindi na involve yung iba. Magsasabi sila 1 minute, itong advice nila, tapos mamaya wala na sila. One year siguro available sila, pero wala ngang umabot ng 1 taon, eh. Pagka kinompute mo yung number of hours na available yung friends mo and yung family mo, hindi yan mag-aano, totally wala yan na ano, kahit siguro maximum ng 5 hours sa buong buhay mo talaga na nandiyan sila for you. Kasi may kanya-kanya tayong buhay, 'di ba?
So you're saying, Miss Daniel, that the process of annulment here in the Philippines, mako-compromise talaga yung dignity mo, mako-compromise talaga yung image mo just to get that freedom, that peace and self-worth once again.
Mm.
Ano yung one thing na misconception ng mga tao about annulment based on your experience?
That it's not possible, that it's difficult, that it's a hard hurdle kumbaga, 'di ba? Sa akin kasi, if that's how we think, then wala talagang mangyayari sa lahat ng kababaihan sa buong Pilipinas. Kasi karamihan na affected sa annulment yung mga babae naman din talaga, 'di ba? Oo. So, kung yun lagi, yung misconception, for me, that's a misconception eh. Kasi if you focus on your future, kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari sa'yo ng maganda, huwag mo nang isipin din kung eto na kung ano ang pagdadaanan mo ngayon. Kasi the earlier you can fix everything for yourself, the better.
Mhm.
Mahal siguro siya and I didn't know that because I chose not to file it. I chose not to fight for it. So ikaw ang gumastos, hindi ako. Ganun lang naman yun. So parang, di ba, may ways naman talaga. So ang yung misconception doon, yung parang nawalan ka na ng paraan, na parang hindi mo na lang gagawa ng paraan kasi nga for you it's expensive, di ba? So lahat ng mga challenges parang iniisip mo na kaagad. But why don't for a person na who would want to have freedom again and then to have a better future, 'di ba? Why don't you parang entertain the idea and then choose a path na mas ano siya, mas safe siya for you and mas peaceful siya for you. Not in the court, but just maybe for me, like ako, just being silent.
If
Mhm.
someone is listening or watching to us right now and feeling nila na trap na sila in that relationship, anong advice yung mabibigay mo sa kanila?
Akin, yung feeling trapped siya. Sa'kin it started kasi with being grateful pa din, eh. na parang I was already in that situation, but I slowly look into the small things that would make me happy. And then I'll emphasize that. I'll be grateful for that. So yun yung parang ginawa kong parang training sa sarili ko na parang nakatrap na nga ako dito. Tapos ang feeling ko lang titignan ko pa yung mga masasamang nangyayari sa akin, and then I'll be succumbing doon sa negativity. Then wala talaga sa akin mangyayari. So what I did sa akin, especially when I would wake up in the morning, talagang isusulat ko na lahat ng nangyari sa akin na I would be thankful for. I wouldn't do this in the evening. I would do that in the morning. Kasi pagkagabi, parang matutulog ka na. So kinaumagahan, same na ng problema ang papasok sa'yo. I would do that in the morning. Na parang, I would remember all the great things that happened to me than the previous day. Like even, small things like, ay, buti na lang meron parking space. Hindi ako natagalan. Ay, buti na lang buti na lang dumating si ate. Kung hindi, hindi ko magagawa to. Buti na lang may nakuha akong 10 piso sa ganyan, sa table or what, para meron akong pambili sa very small things. Yung akala mo na parang walang halaga sa'yo, yun yung, kasi ang mind setting kasi iba eh. It doesn't have any computation or valuation eh. Ang mind setting kasi would only parang recognize yung feeling mo of yung gratitude. Hindi niya i-recognize kung gaano 5 milyon ang ginastos mo para maging grateful. Hindi. Talagang yung feeling on how you became grateful. Yun yung process ang nire-recognize niya. So slowly, 'di ba, yung parang dito yung buong katawan ko nasa pull off negativity. Unti-unti ako lumalangoy na sige kamay muna, pang-dip lang muna dun sa kabila. Tapos katawan ko na up until na parang, okay, iba talaga. You are in control of how you feel and how you're gonna be calm on that particular day. Controlled mo yung emotions mo talaga. And you cannot control the rest. Ikaw lang talaga. Yung sarili mo lang makokontrol mo. So you can actually work on that.
Totoo 'yan, Miss Dani, 'no, kasi kapag yung mga tao problemado or may problema sila na pinagdadaanan, yun yung nagma-magnify sa kanila and then they tend to forget na to be grateful on small things. Pero maganda
Mm.
maganda yung sinabi mo, Miss Dani, na kasi it's one way para unti-unti kang makalabas kahit ano lang, baby steps lang until you see yourself na totally
Mm.
wala ka na dun sa trap na sinasabi mo.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So,
Yeah.
having said everything that you've been through, Miss Dani, naniniwala ka pa rin ba sa forever? Well, in
Oo
a
naman.
relationship, in love.
Oo, oo. Kasi 'di ba parang we deserve that. We deserve that. Ang maganda ngayon kasi if mananiniwala ka, don't put naman a pressure on yourself. Maniwala ka na may forever talaga, but let things happen for you. Wag mo siyang, sa akin kasi 'pag okay lang na magplano ka ng konti, but if you already planned it, you can actually let go of it and let your destiny, 'di ba, ang mag-lead pa rin sa'yo. Kasi values mo naman yun eh. You already built the foundation. Pabayaan mo yung process mag-decide. Kasi the more you are actually looking for it, the more siya na nawawala. Pag napapansin mo. Kasi parang yung pagkawala kasi based on sa expectations mo eh. Yung parang gusto mo, ina-expect mo na mangyayari yun, tapos hindi. Tapos ayan ka na naman. Tapos wala na naman, wala ka na naman. So might as well, let everything happen kasi nakaset na yung foundation mo and trust the process. Yun yung sa akin yung based sa experiences ko din. As in, sobrang daming experiences. So, yun, yung parang hindi mo talaga makokontrol ang iba. So, mas maganda na hayaan mo na dumating sa'yo. And then you'll be amazed and surprised na okay, nandiyan na pala. Nandun na, ito nangyayari na sa akin. Tapos papanoorin mo na lang siya as it is happening na parang, ay, ang ganda. Ay, oo nga 'no, parang nakikita mo na nangyayari na lang siya based doon sa gusto mo. Kasi sinet mo na rin naman, kung prinay mo na yon, i-trust mo na mangyayari.
That's true. Totoo yung sinasabi mo, Miss Danio, na you cannot control kasi yung isip ng ibang tao or your actions ng ibang tao. What you can control is yourself. So, kung ano man yung nangyayari, you adjust yourself kung papaano ka magre-react sa isang bagay and
Mm,
trust the process as
mm,
well. Yeah, minsan maiintindihan mo na, "Ay, kaya pala siya hindi natuloy kasi ganito." Or kaya pala hindi natuloy
mm.
yung first, shoot natin kasi mas maganda yung sagot mo or
Ah,
whatsoever.
really?
Yeah, or
Wow, that's good.
baka mas maganda ngayon, we really
Ikaw
don't know.
naman, everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. Yun na nga yun. Everything happens for a reason. For you to like fully accept yung kung ano man ang nangyayari sa'yo, you just have to believe na may rason eh. May rason yan. So, let's see. Next time, baka mas maganda pa rin talaga. Or actually, laging maganda. Di
Yes,
ba?
I agree. So for those who are, watching right now and you want to enter a relationship this love month, gusto mong makisabay sa season ngayon, siguro one thing na natutunan ko rin sa'yo, Miss Danu, is knowing your worth, knowing your identity. Dapat firm ka dun and hindi mo yun mako-compromise. Kasi kapag nawala na yung self-respect and self-worth mo, nawala na yung identity na sinasabi mo, na pagkakakilala
Mm,
mo sa sarili mo, wala na, eh, masisira ka ng ibang tao,
mm,
masisira
mm,
ka din,
mm.
wala ka ng future.
Yeah, yeah, totoo naman 'yan. And then when you know kasi yung self-worth mo, you'll be more respectful of yung kung paano din yung identity ng other person. Kung paano niya din gusto na i-express yung sarili niya kasi it's you are doing that. So, siyempre parang, you will encourage that other person also. So, pagka maayos ang pagtingin mo sa sarili mo, you'll be listening more, 'di ba? You'll be more attentive kasi irespeto mo din siya the way how you want to be respected.
Love isn't just about celebrating relationships. We need to understand that love should never cost you your peace, your dignity, and your safety. Today's conversation reminds us that choosing yourself is not selfish. Walking away from something unhealthy is not a failure, and healing is still a form of love. And to everyone listening to this episode, when you're in love, when you are healing from love or rediscovering yourself, remember this: healthy love feels safe, healthy love respects you, and a healthy love allows you to grow. February may be known as a love month, but real love, especially self love, should be practiced every single day. This has been Tina Talks, and I'll see you on the next episode. This has been Tina Talks, produced by the Human Rights Development Organization. Thank you for spending time with me today. Don't forget to stay connected. Follow us on Facebook at tinatalks.hro and on TikTok at tinatalkshRDO. Until next time, let's keep the conversation going.